Now there is one other place in the app where I want to use my own font. That's here in the recipes list. This text here, simple, affordable, and the duration, that's not using our own font, and that's something I want to change. And that's, of course, our meal item here. There we have these three text components, and these simply need to get a style that uses our own font. Now, by the way, earlier in the course, you learned about alternatives to that. Instead of assigning a style and repeating the style assignment here, you could also create your own wrapper component, as we did with body text earlier in the course, which is simply wrapping the built-in text component that always sets your own font family. That will be an alternative. Or you set up a global style, which you import into this file. And actually, now that I think about it, since we'll have more text later, I will create my own wrapper component here. And I'll have my, let's say, DefaultText.js file here. You can name this whatever you want. And in there, I'll import React from React, because I'm creating a React component, and import text and style sheet from React Native. And now this is a thin wrapper around the built-in text component. So default text, this component here, is simply a component which returns the built-in text component around props.children, so that we can use default text with opening and closing tags and in between pass our text. And there I'll point at styles.text here to assign my own text style. Make sure style sheet is imported for this. And then use the style sheet to create one down there and store it in the styles constant. Of course, also export default text thereafter. And now here in text, I will simply set up a font family of Open Sans. That should be my default here. That's the only thing I'll change. And now we can use default text whenever we have text in the app that should use our own custom font family. So, for example, here on the meal item, we can now import this custom text. So import default text from /default text from our own component there. And now use default text down there instead of the text component, which I'm currently using, just like this. And with that, if we now go there, this actually uses our own custom font. It doesn't look that different, but it is our own font. This is especially clear if we go there and we change this to Open Sans bold, of course, because the bold version is always a bit easier to recognize. But I'll change it back to the non-bold version. So we have our own custom text here as well. You could style other things here as well, add colors, add icons, whatever you want. I'm done with my styling for the moment. Now I want to make sure that we have more meaningful content here on the detail page before we then also later work on the filters screen here.